Hello, Serge here from the Backyard Driving Range. All right. I found a good article in Golf Week magazine. I get Golf Week in the golf world, and I like to read those because they give a lot of in-depth information about naturally the players, both on the PGA Tour, LPGA Tour, Web.com Tour, and a lot of college tournaments and stuff. But especially on the tours, you get a lot of good inside information about what's going on with some of the players, and they do some great articles about guys, especially, and the gals, especially after they win. And this one is called Scrambling Man, and it's from Golf Week, March 21st, 2014, and it's written by Jeff Rood, who's one of the major sports guys who covers golf, and he's on the Golf Channel fairly regularly on their morning talk show that you see every morning. And Scrambling Man, it says Valspar championship victor John Senden shows he's more than a ball striking machine. All right, and I thought about this one because it's just as we know, we all want to hit the ball better, and he is one of the best, as this article is going to show. And I'm going to give you some highlights from the article, but the whole key is the final point of this article. And so it starts off, and he says, this is in the second paragraph. It says, the last 8 years, Senden has averaged 121st in putting strokes gained and 122nd in scrambling. That explains why he won only once, 2006 John Deere Classic, in 344 starts. Until Sunday. Then his script changed at the Valspar Championship. Senden hit but 5 fairways and 10 greens in regulation, and a wind gusting at 20 to 30 miles per hour at Innsbruck Copperhead, which the wind's blowing pretty good out here. You might be able to see the net over here swaying in the breeze quite a bit, but it's not that that hard. We're probably at least 15. 20 to 30 miles per hour at Innsbruck Copperhead course. But he sealed the one-stroke victory over Kevin Na with birdies at 16 and 17, the start of the Snake Pit, by pitching in from 68 feet a magic shot and holding a 21-foot putt. It goes here, quote, "The short game came through," said Senden, who's dropped from 38th in the world at the start of last year to 123rd coming into Valspar, largely because of coming of injuries. Quote again from Senden, "I've worked hard and it's been improving the last 18 months. I thought at the beginning of the week the chipping and putting was right there." End of quote. Back to the story. He was right. He received putting help recently from instructors including Ian Baker Finch. As we know, Ian Baker Finch was a great player and one of the best putters out there on tour. Won a British Open and then lost his driver. As they said, he couldn't keep it on the planet, and that eventually caused his fall because, I mean, you have to arrive alive, as the motto for cars and on the license tags in Florida cars are, arrive alive. But even if you arrive alive, then you got to be able to chip and putt, chip if you miss the green, and make the putts to shoot the low, to save your pars and shoot low numbers. And so Baker Finch is definitely a good guy to give you some tips on putting. And as you all know, he's now a full-time commentator out there on the Golf Channel. Senden says he improved his posture, lightened up, and improved his belief. So I think part of it is you got to believe you're a better putter too. All right? And naturally, the more putts you start making, the better it is. It's easier to believe. It showed for he arrived 114th in putting for the season and continued the trend here, tying for 12th in putts per GIR, greens in regulation. Quote by Senden, "You have to do everything to win," said Senden, twice a runner-up. Copperhead, one of his favorites. He quotes again from Senden, "It's about continuing to believe you can do it." All right? So, again, you got to improve your beliefs. You are what you think. I originally told my daughter Kim and DJ when they were growing up, you are what you think, you are what you eat, you are who you hang around with. So you really got to start thinking that you can do it better, but you don't want to lie to yourself. But when you're starting to putt better, you got to start believing it, you got to start realizing it, believing it, and really working at it. And so the biggest compliment I want to add to this is Senden realized, and I think in here it said at one time he's been like one of the leaders in fairways and greens and leg relations for the last 8 years on tour, and yeah, right here it says, but they are jumping off the page, showing that Senden was second or third in PGA Tour ball striking for his consecutive years in 2006 to 2011. He was a ball striking machine, but what was dragging him down? is short game. And what have I always said? You need to become a short game wizard. I know we all want to hit the ball farther. We want it longer, longer, longer. That's what almost everybody wants. Don, help me hit it longer. Serge, I need to help me hit the ball longer, longer. But yet we always talk about the old senior guy at your club that just is like 75, 85 years old. He bops it down the middle, bops it up near the green, gets it close to green, gets it up and down, chips it close, makes putts. He's playing to his strength now. His strength is his short game. Because remember, you have to have strength, you have to have arm speed, to have club head speed, hit the ball long. As we grow older, we're losing those things. The muscles don't twitch as fast, they don't move as fast, so you have to change your fork. Even the long hitters, they're going to be losing distance as they get older. Heck, I've lost in the last 4 years since my heart surgery, I've lost 10 yards with my driver. When I used to be able to take it over a 250-yard bunker, especially if I had a little downwind, they weren't even there, man. I just put the ball up in the air, boom. Now, when the bunker's out there, the front edge is 250, I can aim right at the bunker and hit my best shot. Even with a little downwind, it ain't going to reach it anymore. So, what do you have to do? You have to change your game to fit what you are. And as we get older, we can't hit the ball as far because we can't generate the club head speed we used to. So what do we have to do? Work on hitting the ball straight and becoming short game wizards. And what's the beauty of short game? And every time I do golf school, and most of the schools I do now are what we call performance golf schools. So if you come for a full day school, it's a full day of golf, of long game in the morning, and maybe a little bit after lunch, and then we do putting, chipping, pitching, and stand in the afternoon. And one of the things I tell the folks, when it comes to the putting, and then especially the short game, I can give you the technique. How you got to hold the club, how you got to set up to the club to hit the type of shots you want. I can give you the technique, but I can't give you the touch. There's only one way you can get the touch. You have to start with the good technique, and then you have to do it enough so you can develop the touch. Because I can't give you that. Only you can give yourself the touch, and only you can get the touch by practicing. Practice, practice, practice. All right, so send an example of this right here. Scrambling Man. That's what all of us need to be. And especially as we get older and we're losing our distance, we need to become scrambling golfers. Scrambling men, scrambling women, that when you miss those greens, you get them up and down so you can keep that handicap low and shoot those lower scores. Short game, short game, short game. Become a short game wizard. I can't say it enough. Whether you hit the ball 300 yards or you only hit it 150 yards, play the appropriate tees and get that short game where you can get the ball in the hole. Because in the end, it's all about getting the ball in the hole for the fewest strokes is the way to play golf. So let's become short game wizards. That's it for the search for today, and I'll be speaking with you all again soon.